recording it. So data can be described using numbers, or it can be described using descriptions, characteristics. We'll talk about a lot of this as you go. And depending on what kind of descriptions you're using, it will give us different types of data. Okay? If you're using a description, that is called categorical data. Okay? We're categorizing things. Like you have brown eyes, okay? Long hair. You're a girl versus being a boy, right? So different kinds of categories. But you can't really assign a number to it, right? You have brown eyes, that makes you a number 5. That doesn't make any sense, right? So you're talking about just categorical descriptions, okay? But when you're talking about numerical descriptions, we can describe numbers for those. There are 12 people in the class. The number of people in the class is 12, right? Okay? So for those types of data, there's a different type of number. Instead of just being categorical data, does anybody remember what that is? No? Okay. All right. Well, let's look at them.
We also did this in science.
Yeah, good. So you've had some background up for it. Excellent. Okay? Good deal. Yeah, you'll see a lot of times that mathematics is the language for all kinds of different topics. So quantitative means quantity, in other words, how many. Now, with categorical data, those descriptions, we're not talking about getting a quantity there. We're talking about having some quality. So it's qualitative. Qualitative. So it's talking about some quality that a specific thing happens. It's a Persian cat. It's a tabby cat, right? Still a cat. Doesn't tell you how many, but it talks about some quality that it has. So those are the two big, broad types of data. Okay, so we're going to look at some examples here. Where all I want you to do is I want you to tell me: are we talking about quantitative or qualitative, numerical or categorical data? Okay. We'll get to those in a minute, I guess, because they're not right here. We'll look at them. We'll look at them in a minute. All right. We can further break down data, specifically numerical data. We can break down numerical data into two other categories. And we've kind of talked about this before when we talked about rounding. Okay? We have what's called continuous data. Okay? And for continuous data, that just means it can be in parts. So we can have a part of an item and measure it, right? So like you can have a half of a glass of soda, right? If you have a glass of soda, it can have a tiny bit, it can have a huge amount. It's continuous. You can have any amount of soda, okay? Then we also talked a little bit about what's called discrete data, where you can only have whole items. So let's go back to our cats. Hopefully you don't have part of a cat, right? So things that are, especially things that are alive, are discrete. They can't be measured in any way except whole items. Remember when we talked about that when we were rounding, we had like 5.4 cats, and so we said that this has to be 6 cats because you can't have part of a cat. Remember that? So now we're just giving it a formal name. It's either continuous data or discrete data. So, and it's going to be very important to you when you're working with these items to know what kind of data that you're dealing with, how you can describe it, and with numerical data, what kind of data it's going to be. Now, this doesn't apply to categorical data because categories are always categories. So that we're just talking about the numerical or quantitative data here. Okay? How's that look? All right, so in your page you'll see here are a couple of things that are qualitative. Talking about this picture of this dog. He is brown and black. He has long hair, and he's running, so we can conclude he has lots of energy. Those are qualitative.
Less than 4 legs.
Pardon me?
Dogs can have less than 4 legs.
Well, we're talking about this specific picture of dog, though. Okay?
Okay.
So looking at this specific picture of dog, some discrete data. He has 4 legs, right? Doesn't this particular dog in this picture? Okay. This one they've just made this one up. Obviously, he has 2 brothers. You can't tell that from the photo, but there you go.
That can't.
Okay. For ideas. Okay. For idea of continuous data, he has a weight. Now, could that weight vary? Does your weight stay the same constantly?
It varies.
It varies, you bet. It can go up and down, and it can be any number. So you can have a fraction or a decimal. That gives you an idea of continuous. The same with your height. Your height will vary depending on your age, etc. So your height can be measured in parts. It can be measured using fractions or decimals. Okay? All right. So we've talked about qualitative, quantitative, discrete, and continuous data. Okay?
Discrete makes it sound like it's secretive.
Discrete. Discrete. So it's very specific discrete data. Okay? All right. So here we have a couple of things. Quantitative data that's continuous and discrete. Height. Can that be measured as a fraction or a decimal? Or in parts? Yes, so therefore it's continuous. Weight can be measured in parts, therefore it's continuous. The number of petals on a flower. Now, it could change flower to flower, but if you're looking at a specific flower, would the number of petals change if you have a picture of it?
No.
No, there you go.
Well,
Okay?
it could be continuous.
Because you...
It can only change.
It could be like red or something like that.
Right, but then you're changing it. But if you change it, you can take away petals or you can add petals, but you still have petals. Now, you could have a broken flower with parts of a petal, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about measuring whole petals. Customers in a shop. That's an example of discrete data because you're not going to have part of a customer in a shop, right? Okay? All right. So what I want to do is I want to go to your task, your homework, and we're just going to look at a few of these and so that you get an idea of what it is we're talking about doing. Number one, you're going to classify following variables as either categorical or numerical. So here we're just using category or numerical. So let's just do A, the number of text messages you send in a day. Categorical or numerical?
Numerical.
Numerical. It even has the word number in the sentence, right? Look at C, the brands of a breakfast cereal. So we're talking about the names of the brands of...
Categorical.
Exactly. Good job. Okay. The breeds of horses. Categorical. Right. Now, we could talk about the number of breeds, but that's not what it's asking here, right? Okay. Write down possible categories for the following categorical variables. So 2. So we don't want to know how many brands of cars. I want to know types of brands of cars. So what kinds of brands of cars can you think of?
Toyota.
Toyota, there you go. Honda, sure. Hyundai, you betcha. Okay, so you're just going to make a list. And 3 or 4 of these is fine. Don't get carried away. You don't have to find every brand of car there ever is, okay? Let's look at this one. Methods of advertising. How can you advertise something? What ways?
Newspaper. Posters.
Newspaper.
Magazines.
TV. Posted online. Lots of different ones, right?
Shoes.
Good. Okay. Look at number 3. For each of the following possible investigations, classify the variables categorical, quantitative discrete, or quantitative continuous? Because remember, quantitative data has two different types. The types of flower available from a florist, is that categorical? Yes, right? You're just talking about the types, not how many flowers they have, but the types of flowers. So that's categorical. Good. How about D? The masses of the oranges in a 5-kilogram bag.
Numerical.
That's numerical data. Good. And so if it's numerical, we need to know, do you think it's discrete or do you think it's continuous?
Discrete.
It's
actually continuous. It's continuous.
It's continuous, right? Because oranges can be measured in parts of it. So you can have one that's like 3.2 grams, right? That'd be tiny, right? But it's not always going to come out to be 1 of something or 2 of something. It could be 2.5 or 3.6 or whatever. So that's going to be continuous. Good job, guys. Okay. The varieties of peaches.
Categorical.
That's categorical, exactly. Categorical. Good. So qualitative, yeah. Good deal. Okay. The speeds of cars passing through an intersection.
It's numerical.
It's numerical. And is it discrete or continuous?
Continuous.
Continuous, right, because you could be going any speed, right? Theoretically, right? Okay. Drop down to M. The number of passengers for a taxi driver each day.
It's numerical.
It's numerical. Good. And is it discrete or continuous?
Oh, discrete.
Discrete. There you go. Because you can't.
A passenger unless it's a dead body.
That'd be a bad deal to have part of a passenger. It'd be quite a mess, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they died in a car.
There you go. Yeah, you'd still have the whole dead thing, though. All right. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. So that's our task, right? So for our lesson is for you to understand the ideas of qualitative or quantitative data, numerical or categorical, but you must know the vocabulary, because after this point, we're not going to say categorical, we're going to say qualitative, okay? We're not going to say numerical, we're going to say quantitative. Now, but you need to be able to know both of those. You also have things that are either discrete or continuous. And how can you tell the difference between discrete and continuous? One of them can be measured in what?
Different parts, and one of them has to be measured as a whole.
There you go. Perfect. Exactly. Good job. Yeah. And we've talked a little bit about that too when we did the rounding, and like you said, you talked about them in science class. How does it look? Pretty good?
Good.
Okay. Good deal. Should be a nice.
Are we just doing that today? Just task 1 or?
Just task 1 is your only task for today. Yeah. Okay. Remember, we're keeping things light as we do the online stuff, because you don't have as much ability to talk back and forth with us and work with us and stuff. So, okay.
Do we need to mark it?
Pardon me?
Do we need to mark them?
Yes.
Like
make sure you always check your answers, and so that you can know that you're doing it correctly. And here's my advice: I would do one and then check it, just to make sure that I'm doing it right. You don't want to do all of them and then go and check them. Because what's happened is, if you've been doing it wrong, you've been teaching yourself how to do it wrong. Okay? So check them as you go. So, and it's not cheating if you check them as you go. Now, it's cheating if you just write down the answers, right? But if you check them as you go, again, you need to know that you're on the right track, right? Think about it. If you were driving somewhere, well, I guess I can't use that example with y'all. If you were riding your bike somewhere you've never been, you don't stick the directions in the map or directions in your pocket and then not look at it, and then when you get somewhere, hope you're in the right place, right? You check it as you go and make sure that you're in the right spot. Yeah? You don't just get on any bus. You make sure it's the right bus. So it's important, especially in mathematics, to know that you're doing it right. It's not wrong and it's not cheating to check your answers as you go. Now, don't look at the answer first and then try to get that answer, but do try to make sure that you check your answers as you go. Do you see the logic there? Okay.
Yes.
All right. And also make sure that if you are writing on the pages, that let's say, for example, you're going to write on this page the number of text messages you send in a day, and you want to put that's numerical data or quantitative data, I'm sorry, and it's if it's a number of text messages, you can't send a half of one, so it's going to be discrete or continuous. Guys. So
Discrete.
okay. So but this one they only want categorical or numerical. So if the answer is numerical, type it out, but type it in what color?
Red.
Red. Yeah, if you use red, that makes it really easy for me because the book doesn't use any red anywhere. So it makes it really easy for me to find.
I like to use read to mark because, it's just a really good colour for marking. What colour should I use?
Why can't you just write it on the side and have the
Yeah, if you're using
question?
handwriting or something.
Much.
But what I was finding in some of the ones that I was looking at is y'all were just typing in black, and that doesn't work. I can't really tell. If you're using black in the same font, it's difficult to tell. So you pick your own color. Just pick a color that's bright and easy to see. Or if you're using handwriting, that's fine because I can definitely tell the difference between handwriting. But what I'm saying is I want you to choose a color or choose a way for me to be able to tell the difference. So pick any color you want to. You guys, I swear you will argue. All right.
Mr. Starr?
Yes.
I'm the one that can't find the OneNote.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Again,
So
don't worry
what
about it.
do I-
Just hang out with us, and because I've done the assignment. What we need to do is we need to call the roll, and then after we call the roll, then I'll be. Let's see. Stop sharing. There we go. There's everybody. So after I call the roll, then just stay online, and I'll share my screen and show you what to do. Okay. Let's see here. Period 1. Okay, we're supposed to have 22 and we don't. Grace.
Yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Millie.
Yeah.
Chantal.
Yeah.
Eva.
Yeah.
Gabby. Gabby's not here? Amelia. Amelia, no? Okay. Sally.
Here.
Go ahead and unmute yourselves, guys, so that we can have it, so that it makes it a little easier. Quill.
Here.
Violet.
Here.
Renee.
Yeah.
Madeline. You're so
Yeah.
awake this morning. Brooke.
Hi.
Hello. Hannah.
Hi.
Hello. Kinsey.
Yeah.
Saskia.
Yeah.
Diksha.
Yeah.
Loden.
Loden's
Nene.
here.
Loden's here, yeah.
Here.
Nene, yes? Okay. Alexandra.
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Alexandra. No? Cora's here. Olivia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm missing Gabby. No Gabby. No Amelia. And no Alexandra. Last chance. Nope. There's Alexandra sending me a message that she's here. You guys, yeah, stop muting people. That's really unkind. So, Alexandra, you're present. Good. Okay.
Can we log off the call and go do our work?
Okay, so now, yes, so what are we going to do is if you're all ready to go, then go back, log off the call, go and do and work, and you can work on this assignment. Remember, this assignment should be done by the time we meet. It's going to be pretty quick and easy, so just give yourself a little time. If you have questions, then you're welcome to stay on.
Yeah.
Okay, and for whoever it is who hasn't been able to get on, then you definitely stay on.
Yeah.
Okay? Great to see you guys. Have a wonderful Monday.
Bye.
See you next time. Bye. Thank you.
Mr. South, when you said this has
Mr. South, Alexandra says she's here in the chat.
Who's that? Yeah, I got Alexandra. Yeah. Thank you.
Mr. South,
Uh-huh.
could you please help me log on to the OneNote?
And who is this?
This is Kenzie.
Kenzie, of course I can. Okay, Kenzie, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you and show you what you need to do, okay?
Yeah.
So you haven't been able to get to it at all then, right?
No, I got it on the first day when you sent out the first things, but I only completed the first part of 3A or something.
Ah, okay. Well, it should be still in your things, but that's fine. You can still get to it the same way. So okay, so you can see my screen, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Just go to OneNote.com. See, OneNote.com.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's going to ask you to sign in. It's going to give you a list of your notebooks. If you don't see it there, and here's what it's called, Year 8 Mathematics 2020 Remote Learning. It should be in your list of notebooks that you've been using. Good grief, I've got a lot of notebooks. But if it's not, look under My Notebooks, and if it's not there, look under Shared with Me. It will definitely be there in one of those places.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let me know if you can't get on, okay? No problem. Who else has questions?
I wasn't here for a little of the call because I was having Wi-Fi troubles.
Okay. Who's this?
Are we just going on to?
Yeah, just
to
week.
the
Yeah,
same thing. Or
that week
what
2,
could-
task 1. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
What are we doing?
It's that week 2, task 1. I haven't had my video on the whole time. Huh.
What's it called?
Hold on, let me show you in the OneNote.
Oh yeah, I was here. It's just my microphone wasn't working.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Okay. So, term 2, week 2, task 1. You see it?
Okay.
There you are. And they're all labeled that way, so you'll always know. And so like tomorrow is term 2, week 2, lesson 2. And so yeah, so they're always going to be labeled that way, so they're pretty easy to find.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
You are so welcome.
Bye.
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 Bye. See you later. Is that Quill?
Yep.
Oh, I thought so. Look at that. Getting good at not only recognizing who you are, but your voice is pretty cool. Kenzie, do you need some help or are you just hanging out? You're welcome to hang out.
I'm onto it, but it's deleted all my stuff from my from my 3B. It's deleted all my work.
Oh, that's odd.
Do I redo the work?
If you've done it and you're okay with it and you're comfortable with it, don't worry about it.
Okay. But I haven't done 3C. I haven't done the last one.
Well, 4A, I think, was the other one.
Oh, okay. I haven't done that one.
Okay, we'll get that one done because we need to try to get those, because we're finished with that topic, so let's get it out of the way if we can. Okay. You have bad hair today. Need a haircut. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to switch off my camera and my microphone, but I can still hear you if you need me for anything. All right? I'm just going to go get coffee. It's nice being close to the kitchen.